Hello, friends. Welcome to a brand new episode of the podcast. If you are new here, welcome. My name is Verona. I'm a behavior change nutrition coach, mindset coach, and personal trainer helping you lose weight with macros the correct way. Now, my friends, if you are new here, then you are in for a treat. If you're somebody who wants to lose weight and keep it off, and you do not, with a capital not, want to cut out carbs or your favorite foods, then you are in the right place. Now, I am your host today, and today we're talking about 5 things to consider before ever choosing a nutrition coach. Now, let's be real, we work hard for our coin, right? I know I do. Now, when it comes to choosing somebody that you're going to trust in your life with something so intimate, such as your weight loss, you want to know exactly the type of coach that you are partnering with and giving your hard-earned coin to. Now, that's exactly what I'm going to give you in today's episode. If you are considering choosing a nutrition coach, whether that's me or another coach, these are the 5 tips that I'm going to give you. Also, this goes along with episode 87, which is you should hire a weight loss coach when. But most of us, if we are honest with our weight loss and we're honest with ourselves, we know when the time is right because we've actually clicked on this episode. But for now, let's stop the talking and let's get straight into it. Hey friend, welcome to Lose Weight with Macros, the Basics podcast show with me, your host Verona. If you're somebody who's overwhelmed by all of the conflicting information out there, you're confused about how much protein you should be eating, how to count macros, you don't have time to figure out your macros, and you're sick and tired of repeating the same old boring meals because it is exhausting, you are in the right place. This Lose Weight with Macros Basics podcast is specifically for you. You're the woman who wants to learn how to track your macros and do it sustainably, do it in a way that you can enjoy your foods and you don't have to cut out your favorite foods, and we're not here for that. So my friends, if this is you, grab your tea, grab your coffee, grab your water, grab your matcha, your notepad and pen, because today's episode is going to be a juicy one. So buckle up friends, let's get it. Okay, friends, we're talking about 5 things to consider before choosing a nutrition coach. Now, if you are new here and you want to know about macros, then I encourage you to go and download the 5-minute macros guide, vanutritioncoaching.co.uk/macros guide. And there you will be able to have a synopsis of what macros are, and you will be able to tell whether or not this is for you. This is free, no skin in the game is needed for this, and you will be able to download the guide straight away. If you have any problems, of course, email me support@vanutritioncoaching.co.uk and I will sort that out for you ASAP. Now, if you are not on the mailing list to know when we are dropping episodes from the podcast and also know how you can join the secret episodes, then go ahead and join and sign up also on the website. Now, when it comes to weight loss, when it comes to fat loss, when it comes to coaches, there are a plethora of people who call themselves coaches, but actually they are not qualified to teach you about nutrition. They're not qualified to teach a squirrel how to cross the road, much less teaching you how to lose weight. It's hard. We tend to go to the internet. We tend to go to Dr. Google. We live in a microwave kind of culture where we want instant results. Oh my goodness, that's the water dropping on the floor. Most people would edit that out, but I'm going to keep it in. It's real talk right here, my friends. So most of us want to lose weight and we want to lose it quickly. But the quickest way people tend to search weight loss is 3 guesses where. Coming in at top number 1, it is Google the podcast searching. You also go to YouTube and look at loads of videos how to lose weight fast. And then you come across a plethora of nonsense videos where they tell you to drink lemon water, apple cider vinegar, and coffee, and this will help you lose 10 pounds of fat. Well, actually, no, it doesn't. It helps you to lose water weight rather quickly, and you get elated by that. But once you start to eat real food, does it not come back quicker than you tried to lose it? And then some, it comes and it adds tax. Well, that will tell you, my friends, that this is utter nonsense and we need to stop searching these things. The third one is Pinterest. Pinterest is an actual search engine, aside from Google. But these are the 3 top places where people tend to go to the most because they're looking for a quick answer. Unfortunately, friends, when you are typing in those things, you come back with billions, yes, billions of search results. And it's no wonder that you get confused and you don't know where to go, because what you're looking for and where you're looking to lose weight is the incorrect place to look. So if you are serious about committing to your health, if you are serious about changing your health and you want to consider partnering up with a nutrition coach, these are some of the things that I'm going to give you to help you make that decision for yourself and make sure that your hard-earned coin is going to the right person to make sure that you are getting results. Now, when it comes to a nutrition coach is somebody who helps people like you make healthy food choices by providing personalized and customized advice and coaching based on your unique situation. Now, when you're going to Dr. Google, you can't find that. Now, I call it Dr. Google because that is what people tend to think Google is. It's a doctor. It's not. That's why I call it Dr. Google. It's a little bit of sarcasm. But they give you personalized coaching on your unique situation. Now, when you're looking to Pinterest, when you're looking to YouTube, think of how many people are reading those videos. Have a look at those nonsense coffee videos. Have a look at how many views the video has had. Now, Not one of those people will get results based on their personal situation. And that's the difference. When you're partnering up with a person one to one, I am going to coach you based on your unique situation. Now, the coach may also offer recommendations for specific foods or supplements depending on their qualifications. Not everybody is qualified to be able to provide recommendations for specific foods. Now, my qualification is a precision nutrition, a master health coach, and I'm also doing over here in the UK level 4 and level 5 nutrition. Now, level 4 and level 5 are equivalent just underneath a degree in nutrition. Now, I don't have a degree to go into dietetics, so this is the closest that I can get that will qualify me to continue to coach people nutritionally. Now, I don't put my qualification certificate on the website, but when we coach, if you're joining me and you're considering looking for a one-to-one coaching perspective, and you sign up and you speak to me on the phone, absolutely you'll be able to see my certificate and actually see my name there to know who the qualified coaches are. Now, when it comes to recommendations for specific foods and supplements, the only people who are able to provide specific foods are dietitians who can actually give you a specific customized meal plan because they have gone to the School of Dietetics, and that is the nutritional qualification that is allowed to do so, as well as your doctors. They can make food suggestions. However, not all doctors are qualified in nutrition. Funny story, a few years ago when I actually needed a doctor's appointment, I'm educating the doctor on nutrition, whereas they have a synopsis of it. But if you think about, they're looking for lots of ailments and conditions and what medicine would go well to treat that medication. None of that is nutrition. And as a nutrition coach and a health coach, behavior change coach, which is a CBT qualification, we get a actual science-based nutrition coaching. That's what we are talking about. And nutrition, we're talking about gut health, we're talking about gut microbiome, we're talking about calories, we're talking about how effective they are, we're talking about sleep, stress, all of those things related to science-based nutrition. And that's what I offer when it comes to clients. Now, you need to lose weight. And now the time has come for you to decide, who am I going to hire as my coach? Now, I'm empowering you in today's episode because it's much about you as it is about the coach. You don't want to go with anyone. Now, I have bought coaches, I bought courses, and at the end of the course, I was like, this is not a very good course. Now, you just have to be aware of the type of people that you are following. Now, for me, one of the things, how I buy, my buy-in persona is that I like to see the things that the people are talking about. If in the things that I'm reading, I'm actually like, oh my gosh, this is me. You just got into my head. This is me. How did you know this is me? How did you know I was struggling with this? Now, the reason why I do that and the reason why I identify with what the person is talking about, because I know that whatever it is that I'm reading, I know that person knows me. I know the person knows me and understands me, and they've never even met me. And that's so crazy, right? But that's the type of coach that I would support and I would go with, no matter how much the cost is. And it's also based on how the coach makes me feel when I have a basic conversation and interaction with them. Can I see their realness? Can I see that they're a real person? Or are they just trying to make a sale? Now, we all hate being sold to, right? Okay, yeah, if you do this, you do that, you feel kind of pressured. Now, a lot of people that do pressurized sales and they follow this sales method, it's called go for no. Now, for me, and mainly for you, when you say no, no is no, right? But you've got a certain type of people who like to call themselves coaches. However, they're not coaches at all. They are distributors, and they likely do not have a nutrition qualification to teach themselves, let alone you. But what they have been taught by their upline and the MLM network marketing sales model is, you have to continue to pursue. Eventually, the person that you're over pursuing is going to say yes, and they're going to sign up to their opportunity or their team. Now, there are certain words and certain lingos that they use. If you're looking for something and information about that, go and have a listen to the episodes 110, 111, and 109, where I'm talking about Optivia, Beachbody, and other MLM supplements. And do they actually work? And do you actually need to spend hundreds of dollars on a supplement, or can you get a higher protein intake on a supplement for a lot less of the cost? Anyhow, I've digressed slightly, but let's get back on track what we're talking about here. Now, when it comes to you choosing a nutrition coach for you, these are the things that you must consider before making your choice. Now, one of the top things that I'm going to ask you to consider is, what type of person are you? Now, do you prefer talking on the phone, or do you prefer talking over email? And it's important to understand that, because what that will do, especially when you're signing up to coach with me on a one-to-one, these are the questions that I'm asking you. Now, if you prefer talking on the phone, then we're going to have Zoom calls. We're going to have Zoom catch ups. That helps me identify how you like to have your one-to-one check-ins. If you're somebody who likes to have the check-in over email, but if you're spending your time reading emails, answering emails throughout the day, chances are you don't want to have an email coach in the evening when that's time for you to unwind. So it's important for you to actually ask yourself, what type of person are you? Do you want somebody who listens actively or asks questions? Now, believe it or not, the method that I use as a coach is coming alongside you. It's client-centered coaching method. And what that actually means is that is going to be including asking questions. Now, if you're the type of person who prefers to be told what to do, then honestly, I'm not the coach for you, because I'm not going to come to you and dictate to you. And the reason why I don't do that is because that's often what the diet culture has told you for as many years as you've been dieting. They tell you not to eat this food. They tell you don't eat that food. They tell you don't eat this food. They give you a list of foods that you need to avoid. And then you try to do it with all of your willpower, with all of your motivation, with all the might that you actually can, until you actually realize, you know what, this is actually ridiculous. Because coming to the end of this month is Halloween. Some of you celebrate it, and there is bucket loads of candy corn, Reese's Buttercups, Skittles, M&Ms. There's going to be bucket loads of candy in your house, if not already. Now, if you're following a diet that says to you, you cannot eat this, they're going to identify you cannot eat any colored sweets, you cannot eat any E numbers, you cannot eat any this. How long do you think you are going to last on that diet? Now, if you have a history of diets that constantly tell you this, it's no wonder that you're in the position where you are now, where you're frustrated. You know that you've got a little bit more fluffy, you've got a little bit more back fat, and the muffin top cannot be hidden. You've got to pull up your jeans all the way up to your crotch, and you're like, "Ooh, what is this camel toe happening right now?" But you've got to do that. And some of you even wear maternity clothes, even though your child is now 5. You're still wearing the maternity clothes because you do not want to go and get the exercise that you need to, but you're trying to hide the biggest contention for you in your body, which is your belly. Now, you see how I'm asking these questions? If you want to know how I coach, go and listen to episode 137. 137 is a live example of coaching. It was a 90-minute session that we did that I've cut down into 30 minutes. Now, you will see the type of questions, but bear in mind, if you think it's question after question after question, it isn't. It comes across that way because I've edited some of the parts that she was going into. Because to protect my client and protect my client's identity, we're putting it out there in the atmosphere. Though she gave her permission, obviously, nothing would be put out into the atmosphere without her permission. But when you're asking yourself these kind of questions, and when you know that if you're somebody that's like, you know what, I just need to be told, then you might want to continue doing what you're doing. However, it's important to check what you are doing and whether or not it's getting you results, and how you feel when you're actually doing it. Now, other things to consider is how many times a week will we meet with you? How many times a week am I going to meet with you? Now, if you're successful with coaching with me on a one-to-one basis, which is the mindset focused nutrition coaching program, for me, and we're going to go into it a little bit deeper later on in the episode, but just bear that in mind. There are different ways that you can work with me, but it's important to ask the coach how many times per week are they going to meet with you. Now, it is also important to ask yourself what skin in the game you are committed to put in. Because if you're coming to a coach with that need and that desire to actually change what you're doing, because what you're doing isn't working, you've tried, and I salute you for trying, being so determined that you don't want to give up. And that shows me that you're a workable person to work with, because you're determined to not give up on yourself. You just need direction and steering into the right thing, which is a customized approach for you that actually works, that you can enjoy, and that you can do a long term. So it's these things that you need to ask. And you're also asking, how many times am I going to get to meet with you? Do I meet with you 3 times a week? Do I meet with you twice a week? Do I meet with you once a week? It's an investment of your time as well as your skin in the game. You're also asking a coach what kind of support they offer. Is it just for meal planning, or does it include other aspects of your health as well? Will they work with both men and women? If so, does this coach specialize in certain areas such as weight loss or sports nutrition? So my qualification is a sports nutritionist. So different clients will come at different levels and different abilities when it comes to nutrition. Much of my coaching is macros. If we're a good fit for each other, there are still methods and ways that you can lose weight without counting a single macro. Now, does this coach have any certifications or specialities that make them stand out from others? As I've mentioned, CBT is what makes me stand out from other coaches. Now, most coaches say mindset and nutrition, but I've actually gone to become a CBT coach, which stands for cognitive behavior therapist. And there we're getting into the behaviors. So that's why I now identify myself as a behavior change nutrition mindset coach and personal trainer. So you're asking yourself all of these questions: what support they offer? Is it meal planning? You can go and listen to the episode that I did about why I don't give my clients meal planning and that will understand whether or not if I am the type of coach for you, if that's what you're looking for, somebody who gives you specific meal plans. When you're ready to take your health and fitness to the next level, it is time to hire a nutrition coach. And a good nutrition coach will help you develop a plan that works with your lifestyle and goals, as well as helping you to stay accountable and empowered on your journey. So we're going to go into a little bit more now in when you're choosing your coach. You've decided you've identified a coach. Say, for example, it's myself. You've identified, right, Verona, I've been listening to your podcast for ages. I've downloaded the guide. Now I just need a little bit more. Don't be afraid to ask me. Don't wait for the next episode to come out. Don't wait. Email me, support@vanutritioncoaching.co.uk. DM me on Instagram. Find me on where you are at the most and message me there and I will reply to you. So if you're asking, what do you do when it comes to nutrition? What's their approach to nutrition is one of the questions that you can ask nutrition coaches. So as a nutrition coach, I've actually had clients ask me the same question. What is your approach to nutrition? So if you're picking a nutrition coach, what you want to do is you want to know the approach that they take. You want to know what it is that they do to teach clients. And this is important because not all approaches are the same. Some will fit better with your lifestyle than other coaches will. And at the end of the day, it's time for you to make that decision. Even if you jump on a call with me and you find out actually we're not right for each other, there's no problem with that. There is no problem with that. And with your permission and with other people's permission, I have shared other coaches to them that I think they would be better off suited with. Not because I'm not a good coach, but because that is exactly what a coach does. A coach empowers you to make choices for your nutrition and your decision. So one of the things to be aware of, you can't just go to a random nutrition coach and be like, well, what's your approach to nutrition? And expect them to just give you an answer just like that, because the question is way too broad and the answers are just too numerous. Many of us want that instant delivery kind of answer, that instant microwave ping answer. If you're going to a coach with that kind of approach, you see, look at what I did there. I'm a poet and I don't even know it. But if you're coming across with that approach, to me, that would kind of be like, whoa, hold on. I need to know a little bit more about you before we actually go into that. Now, picture this. You're not going to go on a date, are you? You're going to want to know a little bit more about the man that's coming to ask you if he's going to fit in with your family. Do you even like the man? Now, there are several different approaches that you can go to, but it's like not likely that you are actually going to say yes the minute a man asks you. Now, I don't like dating apps. For me, absolutely, categorically, if you didn't know, I'm single as a Pringle at the time of recording this podcast. And I absolutely don't like dating apps. I've been on dating apps, Christian apps, non-Christian apps, and they are a no from me. Whoever they work for, praise the Lord, but it doesn't work for me. Now, there have been times when I've been on the app and the first conversation that this man has said is, God has told me you're my wife. Now, I am a committed born-again Christian woman. Now, I speak to God too. Now, I'm like, brother, I don't know what God that is, but it's not the same God that I am serving, because God didn't tell me that I'm your wife. And I immediately block, delete, and carry on. So I've had that a couple of times. Some of them are funny. Some of them are hella cringe. That are like, you know what? Stop. You actually need to stop. If you're going around to talk to speak to Christian women or women, no matter where you are, you're speaking to women like this, you need to relax. And that's the same thing when it comes to your approach to nutrition. This question, expected an answer to you just like that, is a little bit of an unrealistic expectation to have. Instead, it's important to understand what you are looking for in a nutrition coach. So if you came to me and asked me, Verona, what's your approach to nutrition? I'm gonna ask you, what are you looking for in a nutrition coach? What kind of relationship do you want? What are your goals? What are you trying to achieve? What do you want to do? And how much time you are willing to put into learning about nutrition specifically for your body and how to get the most out of the foods that you eat. Then when you're armed with this knowledge and these expectations, you can find someone whose approach matches yours. Now we're going to get into the good stuff of today's episode. Now, stay with me. I hope you're still with me, taking notes. I hope you're still with me. If you've got questions about today's episode, please feel free to email me, support@vanutritioncoaching.co.uk. And if you're ready to jump into one-to-one coaches, go ahead. One-to-one coaching with me, jump on the free call. Most good coaches, when you're having to invest some skin in the game, I mean 4-figure skin in the game, they're going to offer you a free call. 1, they want to see if you are committed, and 2, they want to see if you are a good fit for them and they are a good fit for you. It works both ways. It's not just one way. So now we've talked about the things to consider when it's coaching, and we've talked about little kind of questions. What type of person are you? What you're looking for? We've talked about how you can approach the question, what kind of approach is to nutrition. Now I'll give you mine because I haven't answered that question. The approach that I have to nutrition is coming alongside you. Is very much a customized and personalized approach. It isn't a one size fits all. Yes, I specialize in macros coaching, but if you don't like macros, then we're not going to coach you. I'm not going to coach you on macros. It doesn't work like that. I will use a different approach and I will discuss that based on what you have given me in the answer to the program and the application, etc. once you get to that stage. Now, don't worry, the application isn't for a job, but it's just to weed out those people who are not as serious as they think that they are. That's my approach. So when it comes to that, I'm coming alongside you on a one-to-one basis. I've been coaching for over 15 years now. So that's what I've always wanted to do, encompassing you with a client-centered and client-focused approach. So when you are choosing or considering or thinking about choosing a nutritional coach, you can also ask a couple of these questions. It's important to understand what you're looking for. First and foremost, you need to know what it is you want. So you can ask a few questions like, how much do they emphasize life changes versus diet? If you're looking for someone who will teach you how to create lifestyle changes, hey, my friend, I'm your girl. That will last a lifetime rather than temporary diets. You are looking for someone with this approach as part of their philosophy. You will see this all etched on my website, vanutritioncoaching.co.uk. You will hear it in 138, where you're listening to the Focus on the Fat Loss question. Focus on the Fat Loss is a group coaching program. So I'm talking about the approach that I do there. Many of it is mindset, macros, makeover. Most of it is talking about your mindset, because many of us, we fail or we don't succeed in our diets because we don't change our minds. Now, we've built up toxic habits along the way because of the diets that we've been through, because of diet culture, and they've got us to think in this way that we need a meal plan, we need someone to tell us what to do. Just tell me what to eat and I'll eat it. It doesn't work long term. You might think that it's going to work, but it doesn't work long term. And so it is why I call myself a behavior change. So I'm getting into the habits of why you eat the way that you do, why you think about food the way that you think about food, and what that does to you. How do you see yourself, and how do you speak to yourself about yourself? How much do they emphasize food quality over quantity? Well, as a macros coach, you'd want to know that's the fundamental. That's the crux of it. Is the focus on eating more whole foods instead of counting calories and macros, or vice versa? Is the focus on calories and macros more than whole foods? Now, macros include whole foods. Now, if you're somebody who does not like counting macros, then we won't count macros. Do they have experience working with people who have similar goals as you? If so, how do they help them achieve those goals? This will give you insight into what kinds of results they can deliver for you, and whether or not they'll be able to help you achieve your goals. It isn't just based on the coach. It's a partnership. Coaching is a partnership. If you're not ready to partner with somebody else, you might not be ready to hire a coach. Do they work with people who are just starting out on a journey? Absolutely, I do. If so, what types of things do they suggest to do to get started? Well, you can listen to some of the episodes here. Go to listen to ABCs of weight loss, and those are the things that you can do to get started. If you're wanting a more in-depth approach that is specific to you, then I will recommend one-to-one coaching. And if you're a good fit, then the 15-minute free coaching call will tell you that or not. Do they offer nutrition coaching as part of a package or just meal plans? This is important because having someone to help you with your diet can be one of the most effective ways to stay on track. Well, as I've mentioned, I don't give meal plans because nutrition coaches, we are not qualified to give prescripted meal plans. And again, for me personally, if I'm trying to empower you to make lifestyle changes for your life to achieve your goals, one, you have to know what it is that you want. And the most important question is, how much is it going to cost? Well, knowing the skin in the game, what does it include? Are there any hidden fees? Well, there are no hidden fees in my coaching. So there are no, well, you do this and you do that. In the terms and conditions, it will be outlined as to what is expected of you, how much the payment frequency if you don't pay in full, all of those things. Now, again, going on what you want and looking at what is their approach to nutrition and expecting an answer just like that. The question is, I have to get to know what it is you want. Once I get to know what you want, then I'll actually can be able to point you into the course that is fit for you. If you're like, actually, you know what, I don't really want to work with a group of women. I want to work with you on a one-to-one, and I just want to be able to meet with you twice a week if that's possible. Then you're looking at a one-to-one approach, and then we will flesh out a customized approach to you. And I'm explaining to you, I'm sharing with you what the approach is based on what your needs and goals are. So this is going to be a jam-packed episode. We are already at 28 minutes already, and we are going to have to record again to do a second part. So you're also asking the nutrition coach, how will they work with you to make the change happen? Now, you want to find a coach who understands that making big changes to the way that you eat can be intimidating and difficult. Hello, of course it can be, especially if you're used to being told, don't eat this. You're bad if you eat carbs. Carbs are bad. A lot of that is going to play on how you think about food, which is why my coaching is surrounded by mindset. Now, we go through actual CBT activities and mindset activities, especially in the one-to-one. We've got that time to be able to go through it. Now, I am going to give you some warning to it. Now, I'm going to let you know that next week we're going to go through this, and then we're going to go through this. Now, that's specifically based on what you put in the application. For example, if you don't like the way that you see yourself because of a mindset that was infiltrated many years ago, we're going to uncover that. Now, it's important to understand that this is not although I am a qualified therapist, I'm not your therapist. We are not signing up for therapy here. So that is important to understand, that these sessions cannot be treated as a therapy session, but they will uncover some of the things. The important thing for me as your coach is to uncover the root. Many of the diets want to treat the fruit without dealing with and addressing the root. And of course, it's going to be intimidating. Of course, it's going to be difficult, and it's going to be painful. And that is something that I don't take lightly, because I went through the journey myself. So it's important for me as your coach to be patient with you and supportive with you as you continue to learn how to eat better. And that is what I'm continuing to support you in. Also, if you're somebody in the States, you've got to consider, do you want to pay for this yourself? Do you want to see if this is available over on insurance? There are so many different things that Google cannot really help you with. You have to kind of know that, or have an idea of where to be pointed in. And that is what this episode is about, to give you and empower you to make those healthy decisions for yourself when it comes to your nutrition. Some of you might need a second opinion when it comes to your doctor, not because the doctor isn't saying the right thing or hasn't given you the right diagnosis, but we know our bodies better than anyone else. Now, we might not know the diagnosis in terms of medical things, especially if they're just trying to pump pills with you, or in you. Now, some people might want to actually get a holistic approach. Some people might want to actually get, is there somebody who can help me with terms of herbs or healthy food or nutrition? Is there somebody that can specify foods that will help the condition that I have? If you have X ailment, do you know that this food can actually help you with that? However, you need to make that choice in your decision for yourself. I will always say that you do need to go under the discretion of your doctor, but you can also find that through your doctor. Use these things to your advantage and to your opportunity, because it's about you. So this is what coaching for me is about. It's empowering and equipping women who have more than 5 pounds of fat to lose. You may want to lose it with me, you may want to lose it with another coach, but this is equipping you to do that. How much do they emphasize food quality over quantity? And basically what that is saying is, a lot of coaches focus on calories in, calories out. You will hear me talking on my podcast. It's not just about calories. And so many of us have to look at food. We start to see food in numbers. So we see a bowl of potato chips as 150 calories. And what we're not looking at is, we're not looking at the quality of the food that we're eating. Yes, it might fit in your macros, which is what I teach you, but is that food that you're eating that fits in your macros quality food? Do they have experience with working with people with similar goals as you? That could look like things in their testimonials, and on the website you can go and see the testimonials, etc. Do they work with people who are just starting out? Absolutely. I love to work with beginners, because I was once you. I was once in that place where I was dieted out, I was fat, fed up and frustrated. I was tired of my clothes not fitting. I was tired of no energy. I was always tired all the time. I was sluggish. I had brain fog. I'd go into a room, have no clue of what I was going in for. I'd had to retrace my steps backwards twice or even 3 times to finally remember what it is that I went into that room for. Now we're talking about getting into the details of their programs. Now, you want to be able to see the details of a potential program before you apply, and you're putting skin in the game. I absolutely 100% agree with that. You don't like having to ask for details of a program and then find out later that it didn't actually meet your needs at all. Believe me, I have been there. Now, you feel like you should be able to see all the details up front so you can make the evaluation. You can decide whether or not if this is a fit for you, because at the end of the day, it's your health. It is your health, it's your nutrition, it's your time. You also want to make sure that you are doing the right thing and partnering up with the right coach. That's what you're doing when you're looking for the details of their program. You are also asking and seeing whether they are a good fit for you, as well as me seeing if you're a good fit for me and the programs that I have. So let's talk about the programs. Let's go shopping on VA Nutrition Coaching. So VA Nutrition Coaching is behavior change nutrition coaching with some personal training included. What does that even mean in English? So basically, I'm helping you find sustainable and build sustainable habits that help you change ingrained habits when it comes to nutrition, the way that you eat, the way that you think about yourself. In a synopsis, that means you're being transformed by changing the way you think about food and yourself first. Then we are focusing on the nutritional levels in a one-to-one. Now, the most thing that you can get for free is the macros guide. You can go and get the macros guide. You can get the free teaching here on the podcast. Absolutely 20 minutes, 20, 30 minutes, 45 minutes for the faith episodes. The faith episodes are a little bit longer. So that's where you can get free. If you're somebody who does not want to put skin in the game, these are things that you can go and get and download. If you are somebody who wants to pay and understand how nutrition works and wants to start to eat healthy, you don't need a nutrition coach. You can go and get recipes via nutritioncoaching.co.uk/recipes and sign up to the recipe program, where you will get recipes for a month, every single month, and the price is included on there. So the next thing is the custom macros, which is via nutritioncoaching.co.uk/custom-macros, where I'm personalizing and customizing your macros. If you're somebody who's had macros in the past, but they're not really working worked for you, and 40-30-30 split doesn't actually work. You want to have a little bit more fats. You like your peanut butter, you like your avocados. So when it comes to customized macros, that's exactly what we're taking into consideration and building it from there. So you're getting the guide how to navigate your nutrition and navigate the MyFitnessPal app that you can actually download and put all of your information in. Now we're going into programs now. So that's just a one-to-one. You don't need any coaching. If you do want coaching, there is the group coaching. Now, in the new year, that will change. So the group coaching program is open for November. So there are things that I'm teaching you in the group coaching program, which is a macros focused program, teaching you specifically if you're somebody who wants to know about macros, you want to have that more flexible dieting style, but you also want to learn about nutritious foods and eating healthy as a whole. And the last and final way that you can work with me in terms of coaching is vanutritioncoaching.co.uk/coaching. And that is one-to-one. That is the highest 4-figure investment with me because you are getting the most of your time and the most of my time. All of the details about each program is in the links below in the show notes and as I've called out on the website. And that's it, my friends. This is today's episode where you consider these 5 things before choosing a nutrition coach. I can't wait to catch you in the next one. Hey friend, you made it to the end of the episode. What was your biggest takeaway from today's episode? Don't forget to subscribe to the podcast and leave a review over on iTunes. And if you have any questions, comments, or concerns about today's episode, or you need help, then you can contact me over on Instagram at VA Nutrition Coaching Podcast, or email me support@vanutritioncoaching.co.uk, or you can head over to the Facebook page VA Nutrition Coaching Podcast. It helps us reach even more women who are fed up with dieting, don't know how to lose weight, they're frustrated with following Sally's results and they're not getting any of their own, and they just finally want to shed some pounds and do it in a way that they can sustain and they can enjoy. But my friends, that's a wrap for today's episode. I can't wait to catch you on the next one. Until then, friends, stay healthy, stay blessed, and remember, if you haven't already downloaded your 5-ingredient recipe pack, you can go to the website vanutritioncoaching.co.uk/recipes and download your 5-ingredient recipe pack. Who said healthy eating was boring? See you next time, friend.